Here's attorney William Jhon Rogers. Here's his license, right? 154219, committing solicitation of breach of attorney-client privilege. This is a case number RP22120163. So he's opposing an ex parte brought by a beneficiary whose brother died of cancer. And this attorney wrote the trust, but this attorney ended up with $60,000, but the cancer patient's 3 siblings never got a dime. He ripped them off on behalf of this guy, Yehuda Ferris, called himself a rabbi of Chabad House of Berkeley. So here we go. This is documented, man. This is proof, electronically filed, Superior Court, July 30th, 2024. So let's read on, ladies and gentlemen. So he says, I, William Jhon Rogers, declare I'm an attorney in good standing. Good standing, yeah, right. To practice before this honorable court. I'm an attorney for Rabbi Yehuda Ferris, trustee of the subject trust. Yeah, cancer patient died. They took his money. They took his property. On July 26th, there was a trial supposed to start on August 19th, right? But the other side, the beneficiaries who didn't get any money, they didn't have any lawyer, right? So they're trying to get a lawyer. So one of the beneficiaries filed an ex parte for an extension of time. Okay? Says, Mr. So-and-so, who is the brother of the late cancer patient, he states that attorney Frank E. Mayo will represent him and his sisters if a 90-day continuance of the trial is granted with attorney Mayo. Oh, he says, is granted on July 27, 2024, Saturday at approximately 1:15 p.m., I called and spoke with Mr. Attorney Mayo. He told me that he decided he will not be representing anyone in the case. I declare under penalty of perjury the foregoing is true and correct. Okay, the declaration, right? He just committed breach of attorney, so he just solicited breach of attorney-client privilege. So here's the response. Objection, evidentiary objection, and motion to strike portions of Rogers' opposition. So let's hear what this guy got to say without a lawyer. He says, in Exhibit A, which is Mr. Rogers' opposition to petitions ex parte for extension of time, Will Rogers declares on page 2, line 4, Mr. Mayo told me that he will not be representing anyone in this case. This statement is hearsay and should be stricken. The asserted out-of-court statement is excluded hearsay. It should be struck and not considered in deciding the ex parte request. Furthermore, petitioner had a lengthy conversation with the attorney, Mr. Mayo, who has been licensed by in California since January of 1969. Yesterday, July 30th, he emphatically denied telling Will Rogers what Will Rogers claims. Furthermore, William Rogers, who claims to have an attorney's license, number 154219, illegally obtained what he knew as client-protected information. This despicable, unethical behavior is the definition of soliciting breach of the attorney-client privilege. Will Rogers obtained what he knew as attorney-client privilege protected information, violated attorney-client confidentiality, which governs consultations about retention. Will Rogers obtained what he knew, protected information, and then lied under oath, attempting to unduly influence this court, and Will Rogers should be disciplined, sanctioned for obtaining, using, and then lying under oath in this court of law concerning petitioner's protected attorney-client information. Will Rogers lied to the court under penalty of perjury, falsely declaring that 81-year-old attorney Frank Lerner, who was practicing law when Will Rogers was 12 years old, and declared under penalty of perjury in Exhibit A, page 2, line 3, on Saturday, July 27, 2024, approximately 1:50 p.m., I called and spoke to attorney Frank Mayo. He told me that he had decided that he will not be representing anyone in this case. On Tuesday, July 30th, 9 p.m., as stated, petitioner spoke at length with Frank E. Miles, and Frank E. Miles stated emphatically that he did not in any way, shape, or form ever state to Will Rogers that he would not represent petitioner and his sisters in this probate. Well, the judge denied it. Don't ever call this guy. He'll steal your money too.